Christmas time is upon us, and what better way to celebrate than by watching Home Alone, the classic Christmas film that we all know and love. Kevin McCallister's clever traps and hilarious, alright, let's just be honest, maybe even kind of psychotic antics have made him an icon of home defense ingenuity. But what if Kevin wanted to take his home defense game to the next level? That's right, we're talking firearms, because this is Show Me Firearms after all. So we're going to take a look at 5 different guns that Kevin might consider using to fend off the Wet Bandits, and then we're going to decide which one is best for our little psychopath. First up on our list is the 1911, an iconic handgun with a storied history. This gun is of course known for its accuracy, reliability, and that stopping power that you get with that big fat 45 ACP. Imagine that you're Marv and you're sticking your head through that little dog door. Instead of staring down the barrel of a silly little BB gun, you actually get a face full of that 45 caliber muzzle. And safety police, I'm pointing this at the camera, not literally at you guys, so chill, okay? Just chill. So the 1911 definitely has an intimidation factor to it, but the thing is, Harry and Marv are pretty persistent. So in the event that Kevin does have to discharge his 1911, he's only got 7 rounds to work with, and I don't think that he'd be able to place those shots very accurately. Because remember, Kevin's like an 8-year-old kid, so he's probably not going to be able to handle the 1911's recoil really well, so he's just going to be wasting ammo right and left, changing mags all the time, and that's going to give Harry and Marv the opening that they need to overpower Kevin. Up next on our list is the Mosin Nagant, the iconic Soviet bolt-action rifle. Now, Mosins aren't what you typically think of when we're talking about home defense weapons, but then again, neither are red-hot doorknobs, ice-covered stairs, and falling irons. Now, I don't know about you, but based off of Kevin's pretty psychotic nature, I kind of get the feeling that a Mosin is the type of gun that he just might consider to be his home defense weapon. Now, Mosins pack a huge punch with a 7.62x54R, and if Kevin had an M44 carbine like this one right here, the deafening noise that these guns make would be a great scare tactic. Mosins are also built like tanks, and they weigh just about as much as a T-34-85, so Kevin could even use this rifle as a club if he wanted to, and if that wasn't enough, he's even got a bayonet that he can poke Harry and Marv with. Just imagine Kevin doing a bonsai charge with that. Kind of a scary thought if you ask me. But the Mosin does pose some problems for our little home defender. First of all, he's only got 5 rounds to work with before he has to reload, and even if Kevin managed to get his hands on some stripper clips, it's still going to be a tall order for him to reload while he's running away from Harry and Marv. Like we were talking about a moment ago, Mosins are also pretty heavy, and the recoil is also pretty stout. So this rifle would probably end up being more of a boat anchor than anything else for little Kevin, and the recoil is probably just going to knock him flat on his back. So you know that 44 Magnum had to be on the list, because Kevin definitely loves overkill when it comes to defending his home, and given his psychotic nature, I think a situation similar to this one is not out of the question.
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I've kind of lost track myself. But Ian, this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and would blow your head clean off. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Like the 1911 and the Mosin, the 44 Magnum is also perfect for intimidation, because when Marv stares down that barrel, the bore is huge, and he can just see that cold, hard lead waiting in the cylinder. But intimidation is about all that Kevin is going to be able to get out of his 44 Magnum, because the moment he squeezes that trigger, I guarantee you, the gun is going to fly right out of his hands. And he's only got a maximum of 6 rounds in that cylinder, so reloading is just going to take too long. So Dirty Harry's pride and joy might not be the best option for Dirty Kevin. Number 4 is the Mossberg 500. Now, we see in the movie that Kevin loves his pump guns. So it's safe to say that Kevin would be tempted to use a pump gun with just a little bit more power than his BB gun. Okay, a lot more power. The other thing about shotguns that Kevin would probably enjoy just a little too much is all the exotic loads that he could run. We're talking Savo rounds, Dragon's Breath, Duck Shot. Yeah, Duck Shot actually is a thing, believe it or not. The only problem for our little one-kid army is there's no way he's going to be able to handle 12-gauge recoil, and when it's time to reload, it's just going to be too time-consuming. Finally, we come to the Ruger 1022. Now, this rifle is the perfect size for little Kevin, and the recoil on this gun is basically zero, so he's not going to have any problem placing his shots accurately. The 1022 is of course magazine fed, and if Kevin grabs himself one of these 25 round magazines right here, he'll be able to plink away at Harry and Marv to his heart's content with minimal need for reloading. And of course, the 22 is a very small cartridge, so it won't do nearly as much damage to Harry and Marv as some of the other guns that we've seen so far. And I bring this up because even though Harry and Marv are kind of some bad dudes, I mean, like, they do threaten to kill people kind of a lot.
I'll kill him! I'll kill him! Shoot her! Shoot her! Shoot her! I'm trying to shoot her!
I don't think that Kevin should necessarily deep six them. For one thing, the movie would end just way too quick if he did that. And also, you know, it's Harry and Marv we're talking about, right? They're just your friendly neighborhood bandits, and let's just be honest, none of us want to see them get smoked for good, because even though they are the bad guys, we all do enjoy their characters. Okay, so now it's time to decide which of these guns is best for Kevin to use to defend his home against the Wet Bandits. So, we saw with the 1911, with the Mosin, with the 44 Magnum, and the Mossberg, that size and recoil are all going to be kind of difficult for Kevin to handle. And all those guns are going to do a lot of damage to Harry and Marv, and may even finish them off for good, and we don't necessarily want that. So the clear winner is the Ruger 1022. This rifle is the perfect size for little Kevin. The near zero recoil will make it easy for him to place his shots accurately, and the 22 cartridge will keep the damage to a minimum because we don't want to see Harry and Marv get too injured, just a little bit injured. So there you have it. Home defense guns for little Kevin McCallister. Do you think that the 1022 is a good option for Kevin, or would you pick a different gun for him to use? Let me know in a comment down below, and until next time, Merry Christmas and show me them firearms.